Hey there everybody, welcome to our Ohio homestead. I am going to show you how to wind a bobbin on a treadle sewing machine. I'm going to go ahead and take it apart. I was doing something else. Okay, so first what you're going to do is, you can't see this right now. Okay, maybe you can. Up here at the top, I put the string on here. Okay, and I unwound all of the thread from the machine to not cause confusion. Then you take the string and you put it around the tension control. You just set it there. Then you take this and you put it through the little loop thing, the catch, and then through the Y. But I always like to do this. You have to get to the thread to sit like this on the end. You see that? Is that blurry? Alright, you have to drape it across the end of it. That way it doesn't... It starts the thread. And that didn't work. Let's try this again. This is all I'm doing, is just putting it across the end. Alright, that was... So all I did was I just put it through the end so that the string was in between the machine and the bobbin itself. So when it starts to wind, it'll start off. Is that blurry?
Just wait for a second.
Alright, we're waiting for the camera to even out. There we go. My cameraman is very good at what he does. Alright, so to do this, to be able to wind it efficiently, is how I put it, you have to pull it all the way forward so that it's touching your leather cable. And you won't be able to see this, and that's fine, but I have to unwind the this little knob on the end. You have to unwind it so that it unlocks this little wheel right here from the actual piece that you move itself. Then I just take and I spin it forward. Oop, that didn't work. What's wrong with it? There we go. And it winds the bobbin without moving the needle, which is actually very nice. And that is how you wind a bobbin on a treadle sewing machine. Let's get this. It has a little thread cutter on the machine, which I find very nice to use. So there is your wound bobbin, all nice and pretty with a little fraying at the end, but other than that it's alright. That won't cause any harm. So then I'm just going to slip it back into its shuttle, like this. And I'm going to wind it. I always use a pair of pliers to pull the thread through because it's very, I can never get the thread through right, so I just use a pair of pliers. See, I have issues with it. But you get the point. I just pull it through. And then there's this little catch right here. You can see that, yes. And you put the thread through that, and then shut it, and it will lock it into place. And then you put it in directly like this, with the flat side to your left hand. You put the sharp end in. Oh, come on. And it slides right in. And I always pull the thread over like this. Then you just slide the cap on it, and you're ready to go. Now, real quick, I'm going to show you how to thread the machine too. So you just put your thread on here, and then I always put it around the right hand. Well, I guess if you're standing behind the machine, around the right hand side of the tension knob, and then I pull it. I'm trying to remember how I did this last time. I think I did it like this. I take the end of the thread and I put it through the little hole. You won't be able to see this because it's hard to do. But you put it through the tension hole. There's a hole on top that you put the string through, and then I just pull it over so that the string goes in between the two tension plates, and usually that works perfectly. Pull it through like that. Now this part, I always have trouble with this part because you have to line everything up just right. So I'm going to put the string through this little slit in the top. And then underneath, you probably can't see this on the camera.
Yeah,
but
you can.
You can? Okay.
Yeah.
There's this little thing here, and you have to get it to go underneath in a slot. And it always takes me. And if you move the wheel itself, there's this little handle that comes over, and it kind of helps it into there. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. There we go. It worked. And it kind of lines everything right. And then there's this little long thing here, and there's a slot in the top just like this one. You just slide it in, and then there's nothing on the side here you have to loop the string through, which I found very strange when I first started using it, because the one I was using before had all these little slots that you had to stick it through, and it kind of like zigzagged it. So I just pull it a little bit, and then I need my scissors. This is always the hardest part because I can't see the needle hole. There we go. And it's threaded. So the top part is already threaded, but you have to get the bobbin thread to connect with this thread, the needle thread, through just spinning the wheel until you have the piece from the top here and the needle thread coming up both from this hole right here. I just take, again, the pliers and I pull both strings. Whoops. That just broke. Alright, the needle string just broke. But I pull both over until, see, this started to come out. Let's see if I can grab this. Until this little thing comes out here. That's the bobbin thread. And I just pull that all the way out, like that. And I was going to show you guys how. And this is going to be a little tight, like hard to pull. As if it wasn't, then when you sew, that the stitches will not come out right. I figured that out the hard way. Now let's see if I can get this threaded for a second time. Ah, did it. All right, so I got that threaded. Now I'm going to show you guys. I did a video before, and that was what I got to do, which I like it. It works really well. I'm going to fold just a piece of fabric in half and sew over it to show you that everything works perfectly after you do that. And I'll sign off. So to sew with it, you just have to put the presser foot down, and you're pretty much ready to go. Pull this threader away. The wheel, you got to make sure you tighten that little ball up at the end too, or it won't sew. You have to take and spin the wheel backwards, and at the same time you have to keep it in rhythm with your foot, or else it'll start to go backwards, and you'll get a very bad bird's nest in the bobbin. So I'm going to do that right now. See? I went backwards. Okay, I think it's alright. It's very hard sometimes to keep it in rhythm with your foot. There we go. And then this thing doesn't have a back stitch on it, but what I do is I put the needle down, and then I lift up the presser foot, and the needle kind of keeps everything in line. And then I put the presser foot back down, and I continue just to sew over it just a few times. Or if I want to turn it, I turn it like that, and just to continue to sew. and then pull it up. And there's a little thread thing back here that you can use to cut your thread. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I guess that's what you get for it being old. See, it's not working. Let's cut my thread snips. And there we go, a nice, fine, even stitch. Very pretty. See, there's my back stitch. It doesn't look too horrible. It'd help if I could sew a straight line. And there is what the bobbin would have been doing. Okay everyone, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe to our page. That would be greatly appreciated. Thanks for watching, and I hope I could help you.